me just first ask you guys, what do like? Does any one of you have any idea on open source? Can anyone like you guys can text in the box, or you can like unmute and speak? Can you give me like any idea on what open source is? What is this open source? Okay, or could yeah, the source code is publicly available. Yeah, that's exactly uh, one of the great points out here. Yes, yes, exactly. Okay. Uh, Rated EAT. Okay. So that's your name. Great. So basically, open source is something. Let me give you an example from real life. Okay. Sujal Pandey wrote something. Yeah, where everyone can contribute. So suppose you guys are building something. Suppose one is building a house. So while building that, if I build my own house together, will it be much easier to build, or should I build it with the help of my friends? So if my friends help me to perform various tasks, like different parts of building a house, it will be done in a much faster way, right? So that's basically the technical part of open source. Instead of a person or a group of 4 or 5 people contributing or making a project like you do in a hackathon or anything, we what open source does is it publicly makes you guys available the code, the source code, and each one of you, like it may be 100 people, it may be 1,000 people, it's like available for everyone all over the world. So anyone can contribute there, anyone can raise issues, anyone can add features. But yes, the organizers or the organizations who handle these projects, they need to verify your code and content before merging it in their project. I think someone else has written, or just run a source code that's publicly available. Anyone can view, edit, and add more features. Yeah, exactly. So let me just share my screen. I will be showing you a PPT that will be like demonstrating the entire thing in a much better way. Okay. Okay, so is my screen visible, guys? Great. So I will be sharing a screen, my screen and a PPT. I will be coming back in Google Meet to check out the messages you guys will be doing. So yeah, let me just. Great. Okay. Let me just try this. So I will be like speaking on open source and Apertre today. Apertre is basically the third edition of our open source event. You can think of it as a mini version of Google Summer of Code, Girl Script Summer of Code, and initiatives like that. So today's agenda will be, I told you what open source is, so I won't be like moving forward with it anymore. I will be telling you what it matters, some of the few projects and events and programs which you guys can like take part as a first and second year. Like when I was in my first and second years, I didn't know so much. So I would love you guys love to share these things with you guys, because the more the opportunities you guys get, the more will be the future and your career will be more stable and more opportunities will be there. So then I will be like telling you some of the GitHub basics. I know you guys know it, but still I will be telling you since it's in the slide. And then I will be telling you what Aperture is and how you can start. And finally, I have I have 2 tasks for you guys. If you complete those tasks, we will be giving 3 lucky winners. We will be shipping a few goodies to their homes. So can I start? Anyone can unmute because I won't be able to like see the text.
Yeah, yeah.
Sure, thanks. So what open source is, to like jot it down in just 4 points, we can see that the source code is public. Source code is public would mean the entire code is public. If I am like making it public, my project, you guys, everyone can see my project, raise issues, and as said in the second point, anyone can read, use, and modify. So uh, built by communities, not just companies. What does this mean? So basically, what happens, in Google Summer of Code, there are organizations, there are companies who give their repositories. For example, Keploy is one of the open source organization. So Keploy, what it does is it gives their organization repository in Google Summer of Code. And suppose Keploy is a startup or a company, the people who like contribute in that organization, they enable features, they fix the debugs and fixes the bugs out there, they interact with the mentors and the like organizational heads who are out there, the technical officers and people, and they like mm, help the interns and everyone, the contributors, to like promote their product for the companies. But why communities? So I will be giving you one example. When I was like starting Resourcio community, uh, what we did was, we for the first year in Girl Script Summer of Code, we told our like technical guy, who is like the head of our like community, he applied for the project admin in Google Summer of Code, sorry, Girl Script Summer of Code, and he got selected. So as a community, we gave our Resourcio community repo in Script Summer of Code. And that's how we got around 20 to 30 very good contributors who helped us make our community website like much more modular, much more responsive, much more better. So currently, it's a totally different website we had made, but that was the point when we were in our like second year or third year. We gave that, so we got a like very good amount of experience that how these things work. Okay, and why collaboration over competition? Did anyone say anything? Okay, and collaboration over competition. That is the last point. That's really important because, see, let's stop talking about Google Summer of Code because that's different. But if we talk about all the initiatives like Girl Script Summer of Code, Social Winter of Code, so many like events are there now in India. There are like lot of open source events being organized. So why will you guys like compete more? You need to collaborate. Once you learn the collaboration first, then you can compete as much as you want. But this collaboration is really necessary. For example, in GitHub there is a project, and then what happens is, suppose A is a contributor, B is another contributor, and A contributes, uh, let's say he adds a admin panel in that organization where he contributes, and B does the same. So now the organization would face problems and issues regarding merge conflicts. Okay, because there will be the same feature is added by two people. So what it is, that if A and B collaborated earlier and said that A will be doing one thing, B will be doing another thing, then it would have been a lot easier, right? That this like same feature would not have been like done. So that is what I want to say. Collaboration is a must because first you have to collaborate, you have to talk, you have to like know what's the purpose of the organization is, what the organization does, and after that you have to create an issue and like you need to like contribute. So that's more important than the competition. Okay, so next. uh, I won't be taking much time with this slide. Why open source exists? It exists to share knowledge, improve faster through community. Because if you like participate in this community, it's not just since I am from Resource.io, I won't be talking only about Resource.io. There are open source connect. There is communities like what to say, Hack This Fall community who organizes hackathons. We have Hack the Mountains. community building is something where you can learn a lot of things. Be it starting from, like, you guys are engineers, so it can be a technical part. But how real world things, communities are being built, if you can do that also. Apart from the technical, you have the designing, you have marketing, you have outreaching. It, like, community creates you in an entire, like, individual. You can become a really good individual if you work in a community for around 2 to 3 years. You will gain a lot of skills. And the third point is about reinventing the wheel. Well, I would say that reinventing the wheel would mean, what to say. Suppose there is a community who has a particular vision, so you work for that community. You work for that, like, let me tell it with open source only. While you are contributing in a project, so you might have the chance to have a better idea. So reinventing the wheel would mean you talk about the better idea with the CEO or CTO or the CMO or the CTO, or like who is there, the administrative heads. And suppose it clicks, then an entire new product will be formed. And finally, uh, the global software is brought together. For example, Linux. It's entirely the largest open source model, right? So anyone can raise issues, and you guys also get paid doing that. Like, if you can do a, like, really good issue in Google Summer of Code also, and in all the, like, organizations like Linux, Docker, Kubernetes, all these are open source. CNCF, Cloud Native Computing Foundations. There are so many things. So these are, like, great opportunities for you to earn a stipend or anything, or even, like, gain experience. So I just want to ask. I will be like, are you guys, like, following what I'm saying? Yeah. Is it okay? Are you feeling, like, interested to learn more about this? Great. Okay. Let's continue then. Okay. Some more members have joined. Right. Cool. Cool. Okay. So who can contribute? Let's talk about this. There are students, professionals, researchers, companies, and hobby developers. So companies would be companies and communities, I would say. Let's say there's a company like Zarent. I had a talk with them a few days ago, so I will be taking their example. So the Zarent company, what it does is it contributes in the other code bases, apart from their own product also. So it kind of raises a fund for their company. It also, like, they support the open source ecosystem a lot. So other than students, professionals, researchers, and companies, we also have hobby developers. Hobby developers would mean someone who likes freelancing, is in a totally different domain. I know a few people who has, like, studying fifth year of MBBS. He is like a doctor, okay, but he's a cybersecurity enthusiast. So at night he just codes, and he is working in a company also. So there are people like that who love open source. Okay, so some of the famous open source projects. Yeah, I told you about Linux. There's Docker. There's VLC Media Player. You guys know about VLC Media Player? So, so this man who is right here, I would say, he gave us a 200% volume increase, but he turned down the offer. He turned down money and kept the VLC Media Player totally ad free. So VLC Media Player is one of the open source projects out there. And there's Git, Kubernetes, Firefox, and a lot more. Okay. Uh, you guys can tell me some of the, like, if you guys know any open source projects, please type in the text box. I will be, like, checking them later. Okay. Let's check now. Yes, right. VS Code. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, we have OpenCV. We have Blender. Yes, Blender is another, like, good thing. Like, it does not need a lot of. It's a really unique skill. If you guys learn Blender, no, it helps you do a lot of things. Yeah, React is also open source. Correct. Okay, let me continue. Yeah, great. So some of the events and programs, I would say Google Summer of Code, Hacktoberfest. Oh right, there's MLH Fellowship, which I forgot to mention. That is also one of the greatest like open source events out there. And among the student-driven initiatives or the latest, it's Girl Script Summer of Code from 2019 or 18, I think it's there. So I forgot the exact date. Um, but that's one of the biggest coding contests right there. And we have like community driven competitions a lot, like from research community. I have one initiative which I will be talking later. We have a few colleges who organize their own open source events. There's the like Google developer groups of the colleges, and there's a lot of like open source events and programs in India currently, because uh, India is currently developing a lot regarding technologies. Okay, so about your gains. So there will be internship and job opportunities for these open source contributions. There will be MLH fellowship. MLH fellowships can give a, like it can give a fellowship of around $5,000 to you guys based on your needs if you get selected. So that's a great opportunity. Uh, you will have a like good experience of GitHub. Actually, you know what happens is the first years they are excited a whole lot to learn new things, but as they reach the second year na, at the during the end, they lose the motivation. They lose the motivation because most of the colleges don't have a very good placement record. They learn from the seniors, and they lose the motivation to learn or upskill themselves even a tiny lot. So that's what happens like most of the time. You guys cannot learn GitHub properly unless you reach the third year end or fourth year. So I would suggest anyone who is doing this session, uh, please learn GitHub by the end of first year, at least the basics of GitHub. And those who are in the second or the third years, please learn it as soon as possible, because the basics of pull, merge, creating issues, like collaborating together, how to resolve merge conflicts, these are like real important things you will need to learn in the corporates. So please focus on the GitHub. If you are not interested in open source also, I would say, if you're not interested in internships or MLH fellowships, anything, but GitHub is really important for you guys. So learn GitHub as much as possible and as soon as possible. Okay. And networking with global developers. So yeah, I will be giving an example. I had a friend who got selected in Google Summer of Code. Okay, so after getting selected in Google Summer of Code, he worked in the organization called DVPDA, and he got a stipend there. And he got selected in the second year. Okay, he doesn't know anything about coding. He doesn't know anything about coding. Literally, he just researched about the organization for around 1 to 2 months. Okay, and he researched for a really long time. Okay, and I would say like around 6 to 8 hours every day he used to sit with it. He used to know the purpose of the organization, and after he got selected na, for the next 2 3 years till now he has gone to almost like 7 to 8 countries. Okay, to network with Google, like Google, CNCF, Microsoft, developers from worldwide. They call them in meetups and things like that. So once you like become a good open source contributor, you will have a like huge experience, huge connection with global developers out there. And I have seen it like with my own eyes, because that guy is really like having great connections currently. He goes outside India here and there. He roams around. He works in various companies. He collaborates with everyone. And I would say that since you guys are engineers, it would be really fun if you can like learn about open source. Yeah. Okay. So uh, great. MLH fellowship is said here. So I will be telling you something about MLH fellowship also. So basically, it's a 12-week fully remote program. You guys have to apply. Okay. Eligibility is written here. It's 18 plus, proficient in coding and English. You need to have a good proficiency in coding. I would say basics of React, like any one tech stack, like see only one or two tech stack which you use, and um, one coding language, either C++ or Java. Java is more preferable, I would say. And regarding tech stack, if you are doing like in the front end or back end, any one thing, but you should have expertise in that. Okay. And finally, good internet and time commitment. That's enough. You have a stipend up to 5,000. You have dollars, and the application criteria is you have to apply. You will have an interview if your application gets selected, and finally you will have a technical discussion. So once you get MLH fellowship, MLH is something. Uh, okay, first tell me how many of you know like what MLH is. Does anyone know the full form of MLH and what it does? You can type in the text box, or you can say if you want. Raise your hand. Uh, did anyone raise their hand? Okay, no, I guess. Anyone typing in text? Okay, great. So no problem. I would say MLH is Major League Hacking. Okay, that's one of the biggest hackathon communities worldwide, and it's a community plus company. So what it does, it's based in USA. You can like after this session, you can search about MLH. It partners with hackathons, specifically hackathons, not open source events. And like having the MLH fellowship tag is a real bliss for your like career. Okay, MLH, as Major League Hacking said, it's a total like company, but you won't be facing any of the like corporate behavior out there. It's totally a community culture. You can work in flexible shifts. You will have a lot of merchandise and goodies out there. You will have like if you work there, it's a like real dream for community builders to work in MLH. Okay, so it partners with hackathons. It helps organizers of various colleges to organize their own hackathons. Okay, and they send even mentors out there. Mainly it's based in US, but in Delhi we have an office of MLH. So what they do is they promote this hackathon culture. They coordinate with DigitalOcean. They coordinate with Hacktoberfest. They coordinate with GSOC. They have like very good reach throughout this like global technical architecture and exposure. Okay, so once I also like when I organized my own hackathon at college, I also like applied for MLH fellowship, sorry, MLH partnership in my hackathon. So it got succeeded, but unfortunately at the end it somehow didn't work out. But I have been to MLH hackathons. They are really supportive. And why am I saying MLH is because MLH fellowship, this thing, the open source thing which they have like mentioned, this MLH fellowship is something you guys can search in LinkedIn. There are many people who will be like happy to tell you like who are like MLH fellows. Okay, they have a good experience out here. So I will won't be taking much time with MLH fellowship. You can like research on it later. Let's go to the next slide. Okay. So star fork watch. So yeah, GitHub. Most of you know what GitHub is, but I will be like telling this once more. Basically, GitHub is a platform where developers can store code, collaborate, and build projects together. So what does it mean? What is GitHub? So GitHub is a version control system. So basically, when you guys are in a hackathon, there are like if you don't know what GitHub is, how will you uh, coordinating the projects? So there will always be one guy who knows front end, one guy who knows back end, one guy who can do a PowerPoint presentation, and one guy who will be pitching. So you guys, maximum of the students make teams like this. Okay. So what happens is this is how your hackathon teams work. And then one guy who knows the front end and back end, they know the GitHub thing, and they coordinate together and work. But those who don't know GitHub, they have to send codes over mail or WhatsApp, And I have seen, like I have literally seen when I have mentored or was evangelist in hackathons, I have seen there is one guy who is like literally sending a code over WhatsApp to another guy, and that guy is copying the code and pasting it in VS Code and completing the project. So that's how they work. Many of them work. So once you know GitHub, GitHub is a version control system who helps you to coordinate every of the code together. Your friend can push a code in a code base. After that, you can push the code, the existing code, like your existing code from your personal laptop in the code base, and together you guys can work. Okay, so it's a version control system. It's a collaborative way of working. That's what GitHub is. Okay, and we have a star fork watch. So what does this do? Starring would mean that you are liking a repository. So for example, I love Google, so I go to Google, and if their repository is available in GitHub, I start their repository the to show appreciation. Okay, and regarding fork and watch, we have like forking is basically uh, I would say, let's take an example. So um, okay, let me ask you guys. So suppose I have a code. So tell me, no, sorry, I have a project, and I have like made it public in GitHub. So can you tell me why you need to fork it, or how will you guys be contributing? Anyone can raise your hand and tell me something, or text. You guys need to contribute in my project. So what will be your next step? Does anyone know? Don't feel shy, guys. You can like say anything you want. Okay. These I know that you guys are first and second years mostly. It's very normal not to know about these things, but if you know, please say. Okay.
May I try?
Yeah, sure. Adhar.
When I fork a project from another repository, so I can make changes at my own PC or laptop. So that whatever I'm changes I'm doing, it would not reflect directly into the main repository. So let's say you had a project and you created some issue, you tagged some issues on the GitHub. So what I would do is I will fork your repository into my own system and try to resolve that. And once it is resolved, I will tell you that I have resolved. You can review this, and once you approve, then I could merge into the main primary repository.
Exactly. So basically, what Atharva said was totally correct. So I will be saying it in a bit similar but simpler terms. So, okay, Poonam has written something. When we fork a repo after making changes and submit, and then a pull request is sent. Yeah, that's exactly the thing which you have to do. Because as a developer, I wouldn't be easily allowing you to make changes in my code. So you guys will be raising issues and forking your repository. And once I approve, forking is basically to see whether your local system can, you guys can work on it in your local system. And after you are confident of it, you come to me, you come to my repository, raise the issue, tell me about your update, and merge, create a pull request. And after that, if I see it's working fine, then I will be merging it. So that's basically the essence of forking a repository. And watch is something that you need to get the updates and PRs of various organizations. So you can click on watch. There's in this PPT. I will be sharing this PPT later. Okay, let's go next. So what's Google Summer of Code? So GSOC is something. It's a fully remote summer program. Okay, so that's what everyone in the world wants to intern at or work at. Like every engineer has a wish, like even if he can't code, even if he's not interested in coding in open source, he would want to not miss this opportunity. So why GSOC matters is because internationally open source organizations are out here. As I said, Kepler, DBpedia before. Uh, we have a lot like Linux, Docker, Kubernetes. Many organizations are there. Okay, you get 1:1 mentorship from experienced developers, either in Discord or anywhere else. But you have mentorships. Okay, you can, like, if your application is selected, they will be like keeping daily updates with you. And like before your application is also submitted, you guys can like talk in their Discord. You guys can get to know their mentors. Okay, and a third point is, yeah, software engineering internship. It's equivalent because they will be giving you a money based on the contributions you make. Your resume will have a strong boost. GitHub and higher studies everywhere. Like, you will gain connections, you will gain networking with various foreign people out there, and you will have a hands-on experience on production level code. So basically, what corporate companies does, you guys after your fourth year, like during your placements or if you intern anywhere, you guys have to work on various production level codes, right? So if you have a previous experience, then it will be a lot real easier to get either promotions, either change of jobs, either like better options, right? So you will have a very like good experience. Okay, now I will be talking about Hacktoberfest. So you guys should know about Hacktoberfest. I forgot when it started. Pardon me, but I think 2021. I'm not sure, but I participated in the 2023 one, where I got a T-shirt. But after that, I haven't participated in Hacktoberfest. It happens in like October. It like goes on for 1 month, and it's the same. But here you don't get any money. You just get to learn and experience how open source works. You can contribute code in documents, design, and you can also like test automations and stuff like that. And skills are always a given. You can improve your GitHub profile also. And again, production level code. There are a lot of organizations in Hacktoberfest where you can like work, because like if you are not confident of getting selected in Google Summer of Code organizations, because those organizations are really high level, you can participate in the Hacktoberfest one, because compared to Google Summer of Code, these organizations are a bit like the recent startups or the latest companies who have started their like companies for like 5 to 6 years back. They always like take part in these types of events. Like last year there was Dodo Payments. That's one of the good organizations. Dodo Payments, they had like given merchandise and goodies to the top contributors also. Okay, so it depends on the organizations. Not every organization give goodies and prizes, but some of the organizations give it. Okay, so next, okay, so now I came to Apertre. So basically, what we are doing is, mm when I started Resourcio community in 2022, we thought of making a flagship event. Okay, so basically, Hacktoberfest, Girl Script Summer of Code, Google Summer of Code, they are things that not everyone can get a chance to compete, because in the lower level we don't have any structured way of teaching you guys what open source means or how you guys can contribute. Even though we say that everyone gets mentorship, everyone is like where there are judges and mentors everywhere in Hacktoberfest, Google Summer of Code, there is always a small portion of people who is uh, getting a bit debarred from these things. They are a bit of introvert who won't be like talking, who that is the like real reason why we came with Apertre. It's beginner friendly, and you guys can contribute from February 1 to March 1, any of your in any of your free times. Okay, uh, we have mentors for each and every project. We have maintainers for each and every project, and we have around 50 to 100 projects. And you guys can, what you guys can do is, unlike Google Summer of Code where you have to like apply to a single organization and continue working there, in these events we just focus on teaching you guys how to use GitHub, how to collaborate with mentors. And what happens here is, you can contribute in any of the projects you like. You can search the whole day, Suppose you get 10 projects where you see that your tech stacks are there. Then the next day you go and contribute one, you add one feature in one project, you add a dashboard in another project. And this is how the mentors and people will be talking, and everything will be happening through Discord. So this is a initiative which like is a very small initiative which we tried, but we are trying to help people out there who is not confident or wants to gain real life experience in these like big events like Google Summer of Code, Hacktoberfest, Girl Script Summer of Code, and things like that. Okay, so our objective is to introduce open source to like first, second, and third years who generally avoids coding and thinks that's a really tough job. Okay, so we are like online 24/7 in our Discord server. We take in like people who is asking any of the problems. We are always there to like build their confidence and guide them from scratch on how to like work in this open source. We have various communities starting from let's say GDGs of Kolkata, GDG of many other like Siliguri. Even we have so many communities like PICT OSS communities also, like Anish has talked with me. We will be also having mentors from these communities. We have judges from these communities who is in the technical team of these communities who have a like good experience. Okay, so anyone who is new to this can gain experience in our event. So this is what we have like made this initiative of Apertre by keeping this objective in mind. So, how Aperture is conducted, I will be telling you. So, first we have project onboarding. Now it's going on. We have gotten around 200 projects. Among them, we will be like selecting around 50 to 100 projects. And then we will be selecting mentors who have already applied. We have around 150 to 200 mentors already who has applied and wanted to like contribute their knowledge in promoting, in like talking with you guys who will be the mentees or the participants. And after that we will be when the event starts we will be like picking issues, creating PRs, and after that mentors will be reviewing, giving feedbacks, and teaching you various stuffs on like GitHub. And finally we will be giving certificates uh, to around top 50 of the participants. Will get the goodies and cash prizes, certificates for everyone. And we have special things, that is, if you contribute to a particular organization, we have special goodies if you can contribute to that organization. Any contribution will do. Okay, if any of your PR is merged, you will be getting uh, something or the other, either a t-shirt or a bag or a like handbag or a sticker sheet, anything we will be like giving as much as possible. And finally we have our sponsors who have a lot of like giving various goodies and stuff like that, so that will also be done. So how many, my goodness, so many things are there. Sorry, I will not be taking much of a time. I hope Anish, if I take 5 more minutes is okay. Okay, so how can you start today? So basically you need to like I hope everyone here has a GitHub account. So even if you don't have, you can log into github.com and please create a GitHub account, because as I said, GitHub is really important if you are an engineer, and consistency is the key. So learn GitHub every day, learn the basics of GitHub, explore the various projects, because if you just learn from YouTube tutorials, you won't be able to implement it. So you need to like explore projects, you need to like get some I would say scolding from various people to learn something. Okay, so otherwise you can't learn anything. And finally you can like start with our like event if you want. That's totally up to you, it's not mandatory, but if you join, I would like say it's a really good experience you're gonna face from February to March. So these are our sponsors and partners. We have GitHub. Every year they sponsor us. We have Deskry. Deskry is an organization who is like giving their organization to us, giving their repository. We have Oleg. These are all like previous year plus this year's also. Oleg is also an organization. We have Flutterflow. They also like give their repositories. to us, Loft Labs, LangDB, things like that. We have a lot of like sponsors who helps us gain cash sponsorships or in-kind sponsorships, anything. Did anyone say anything? Yes, sure. Rated Yeti. I will be sending this. Uh, okay, so next we have, you can check this out. So yeah, finally we have the tasks. So this is the, I would say, a very big thank you to Anish and his PICT OSS community for promoting this event. I will be ending it with this registration link. This is please register at our event. I would say from his PICT OSS community's referral, and you guys can sign in with GitHub, and then you can register as a mentee. Okay, if you face any problem, join our Discord, or you can tell me or anyone, tell Anish also. He is also like, he knows the way, and you can register here. The second is Daytona. Daytona is organization who is sponsoring us. Okay, so they will be giving some goodies and things like that. So they have told us that anyone who is like interested in open source, you guys can fill out and start this repo. You guys can scan this QR. Okay, and we have Memory Labs. Memory Labs is also a sponsor. You can do this task also. Like, you can scan their repo and sorry, you can scan this QR and start the repo. And once you complete these 3 tasks, I will be checking out the things. So I'm just keeping it like this. You guys can complete. But I have ended this session. Okay, thank you, PICT OSS community and Anish, for this wonderful time. So I will be, as Anish said, I will be having a Q&A session. Let's say till 5-10 minutes. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me. Okay, if I can, if I know it, if I'm able to help, I will be surely helping you guys. Okay, and till that time, you guys can complete these tasks also, because we are giving many lucky winners many swags. We will be shipping their goodies to their homes if you can complete all these 3 tasks. So I'm keeping this on. You can do it, and till then I'm listening to all the questions you have. Anish, I hope you can take over now if you have any things to announce or anything. Okay. So I need to just Anish, can you just take a screenshot and share it if possible, like these 3 tasks? Otherwise, if I go from here, then I won't be able to share the screen. If you guys, if you complete these 3 tasks, we will be these organizations who are out there, they will be giving you some of the things. So that's kind of a promotion, you could say. So it's not mandatory, obviously, but if you want, you can do. Great. Okay, so should we focus more on participating hackathons or on open source contributions during first and second year, because both gives? Okay. Great. So see, so with, I would say hackathon is a one-time thing. Okay. So you won't be having any problem if you focus on both together. It won't be very hard to balance. If you are in the first year and second year, focus on hackathons. That's a really good way of learning, gaining fast knowledge. Okay, so I would say you can focus on hackathons, because there you learn to build a project from scratch, and that's really necessary. But I would say sometimes if you face open source initiatives or events which you think that you can do, then you can take part. And secondly, I would say, like only if you take part in a hackathon, or how to build a project from scratch, then you will be having a good idea on how this open source contribution and project works. So prioritize hackathons first, as a first and second year, and then you can go to open source events. And thirdly, I would say, as I said, it won't be much of a problem if you balance both, because suppose, for example, Apertre, you have from February 1 to March 1, right? So Suppose for every day or every 2 days at night, you sit for 30 minutes to 1 hour, you raise a issue or a feature and contribute. You get to learn. And then you go to a hackathon, suppose 2 or 3 hackathons in between February to March. That won't be much of a problem because you won't have, like, you are an engineer, right? So the whole day you don't have like anything else to do. You need to spend time working on these things, projects, skills, and things like that. So that won't be a problem. I guess you got it, right? Thank you. Yes, Aviral. Uh, Please let me see what Sujal has said. Then you use these skills will help us to break in HFT or quant. So, can you please explain more about what you want in this question, Sujal? Until then, let me ask Aviral. You can tell the question.
Where, for example, a students want to go in a core electronics like RTL verification and embedded system. What is the scope for open source for them?
Okay, so basically, see, open source, as in Apertre or open source initiatives, what we do is we generally focus on the software part because hardware is something where most of the things you need to do in real life or in a hackathon. Okay, but we have like various projects hardware based which require code, right? So you can contribute in those projects only in open source events because here you have no way of gaining any offline presence, everything is remote. So if only if you think that you can like contribute in a code, be it embedded systems or electronics, only then you need to take part in these like organizations where these things are there. Okay. Otherwise, I would say you can focus more on hackathons because they learn like they'll teach you to build projects from scratch, hardwares from scratch. Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So with uh, Sujal, please like explain your question a bit more. I will be taking Sovit's question. In Apertre, would we also get guided by the mentors for free if there is any issue if we are facing during the open source projects? Yes, the mentors will be available. I cannot guarantee because they are also human beings, but they are available almost like 5 to 6 hours. Few may be available like 12 to 14 hours. It depends on the projects and the types of mentors. When I mentored previously, I was available for around 12 hours every day. So, but this time I won't be available. So, I may help out for around 1 to 2 hours. So it depends on the mentors. But everything will be free. Okay, they will be there to guide you, and even if your mentors aren't available, there will be people from the organizing team, there will be people from other projects, the mentors of other projects. If they know, they will be also guiding you. Okay, so Atharva, I'm interested in the AI/ML domain and doing some projects also in the ML domain. So how will open source be beneficial? So see, around out of the 200 submissions, I will be taking example of Aperture itself because out of 200 submissions we got, there are around 50 to 60 projects which are from the AI/ML domain, and I don't know what's inside those projects exactly because I haven't like verified everything currently. I will be sitting after a few days with those projects. But what you can do is, if you are interested in AI/ML, firstly you can like these organizations or these people who has made these projects on AI/ML, you can like talk with them. Okay, if they are working in a company, they might if they love your work, they might help you gain more experience. And if they are like not available or you cannot talk with them, once you contribute in these AI/ML projects, that will be as I said before, you can learn how to like work in these projects in based in this AI/ML domain. And we are also thinking of like making tracks or themes based, like AI/ML based, Web3 based, Web2 based, things like that. So we have a track like that, AI/ML. So if we get a good organization who is in the like who can provide their ML projects, we are also looking forward to get some sponsorships from them. So uh, yes, obviously it will be beneficial for you, because you need to learn the art of collaboration, and these training models and things like that in AIML, what you have to do. It will be like, it's better than YouTube tutorials, at least I would say. Great. Anish, I would really love to uh, have you as the like community partner in Apertre. You were a real help, and a tremendous shout out to everyone out here. You were very good as an audience. I felt very happy. And Sujal has said something I still did not get. So please, Sujal, you can like reach me out in LinkedIn or anything. I will be helping you guys. And finally, just wait a minute. So if you have done all those tasks, uh, okay, okay, you can scan this QR and reach out with me. You can connect with me. I will be like available in LinkedIn. So thank you. Okay, so I'm staying till 8. Let's see if anyone has any more questions. Then I think I will leave.